Hello, everybody. Hopefully you can hear me and see me all right. Please do let me know in the chat that everything sounds good. And we'll go ahead and probably get started here in a few minutes playing Model Builder. I don't know if you guys have caught any of my previous Let's Plays of Model Builder, but I absolutely love this game. It is really relaxing for me. Like, if I want to do hobby stuff, but I'm not really like wanting to sit at my desk and like actively do hobby stuff, honestly, this game is a great way for me to get that vibe out and feel very accomplished very quickly. Which I guess maybe I should just work on my hobby things, but I don't know. There's a lot of opportunity in this game, so I've been really having fun with it. And the devs actually reached out to me about their recent DLC, which is what I'm going to be looking at today, because they've added in Geralt of Rivia to the game because they're partnering with CD Projekt Red, which I'm super hyped for. Good, awesome. I'm glad it sounds good for everybody. Hello. I hope you guys are having a great day. Before we get started, I would love to know what you guys are working on, because I'm gonna chat a little bit about what my plans for the rest of the day after the stream are, and it is entirely hobby related. So before we get to that and we start playing, please tell me in the comments what you guys, or not the comments, I guess the chat, what you guys are working on right now, if it's anything super cool. And I'm gonna go ahead and switch us over. Or have we hit 10? We have not hit 10. I'm not going to switch us over to the game until we've hit 10, because I feel like I should wait and be prompt with my times. Yes. But this should be really fun. Hi. Hello, everyone. All right, and we are almost there. It's actually been a little while since I've played this game, I will admit. The last Let's Play that I did on the channel, which I don't even know how long ago it was the last time that I had played it. But I really freaking love it. Let's see. I unfortunately don't know what you have said, and I'm also really worried I'm gonna butcher your name, but it's LJ? But I don't know what you said, unfortunately, because it's in a language I don't speak. I'm so sorry. All right, I think it is 10 o'clock now, at least where I am. It's whatever time, wherever you are. But we're at the top of the hour, so let's go ahead and switch over to this. Yeah, the game. All right, and oh my gosh, I'm freaking it out. I would like to exit, thank you. All right, so this is Model Builder. If you guys are not familiar with it, it is a model building simulator. This is my desk. I love it. We're going to look at it for a little bit, because this is kind of, actually, I just realized a little bit of what I've done in my current office. I have a desk here, and then I have a second desk with a computer. It's not angled like this, like I haven't L-desked it, but I have a shelf there, and I do have a lot of these same Hobby Zone containers. I need to get this one right here on the side. That drawer, that's a corner panel. That's fantastic, and I did not know they had that one, and I need to try that out. But today, we are here to actually build a model, and we're going to get to that in a second, but I'm going to check chat, because I think... Oh, you're working on the Bandai Razor Crest. That is awesome. I've seen that in stores, and you know what? I think I own that one. I think I bought it for Chaos Cultist for Christmas, and I don't think we've ever built it. But it's the smaller one. It's like the little one, you know, not the big one. Because I think there's 2 versions of it, if I'm not mistaken. And yeah, I do think it is 1 p.m. on the East Coast. I think I looked that up when I was doing my ads. All right, let's go ahead and jump into this game and actually go into a new project. Now, there are 2 modes in this that you can play. You can either do the sandbox mode, which is what I'm doing right now, because I specifically want to try out Geralt here. And then you can actually see there's 2 versions of him. I'm going to start with the pre-painted one, just because I want to see what the build is like first. And then if that doesn't take too long, and we have time, we'll probably go in and we'll either paint Geralt and build him as well, or we will go ahead and jump to one of the other projects, because I do have some other projects in here. But I really wanted to look at this because this is their newest DLC from Model Builder, and it's because they're partnering with CD Projekt Red, which I don't know about you guys. I am a huge fan of CD Projekt Red. I will admit, when Cyberpunk 2077 came out and it had all of its problems, it did keep me away from the game, but Edge Runner really brought me back in. The updates that they've done for the game have been great, and realistically, it was just a matter of I didn't have time to honestly to play. He looks cool. He's a samurai. Did you guys see that? I closed it a little bit, but like that's so cool. That is so cool. Oh, nice. You're gonna paint them? That's sick. That is so cool. All right, so it's got an owl. We don't need this piece yet. Oh, interesting. I totally thought we were doing I thought we were building the pre-painted one, but apparently not. We're going to paint this base. Where is the base? Here we go. Oh my god, it was huge. Those are kind of creepy. Like in a cute way, but still a little creepy. All right, where do we need this paint? We're taking it over to our paint area and we're going to, I love that we're even, okay, so this is something I've never done in model building or miniature painting, and let me know if you guys have. So I've never done like a decorative rim of a base. Like I've done fancy, you know, sculpted bases and that kind of thing, but I've never actually done one where it's taken the full design down to the actual edge. And I'm honestly kind of curious about giving it a try. This is where it wants it, right? Yes, because I see that random shape there that's not filled in. So we've got the tree. Then we are going to take care of the dirt, which looks almost identical, but not exactly. I would have just done that by layering it to make it slightly different if I was like using contrast paint. That might have been what I did there. We've got some, ooh, moss. I like it. That's cool. That's taken care of. And then last but not least, we have our little, I'm guessing ruins? It's weird that that one was separate, but this is all connected, even though they're not touching each other. Fascinating. All right, is that everything? Did I miss? Oh, I missed these pieces? Yes, yes, yes. Okay, there we go. Now we're 100 complete with that step. And we're looking pretty good, although I do feel like we need some highlights or something because it's looking a little flat. Speaking of, the game knew exactly what I was talking about because now that is not a dry brush. That is not a dry brush. That's just a normal brush. That's like a round. You know what? It's fine. It's fine. It's gonna function as a dry brush. Is that? Okay, it's, I need to do something. Why is this so soft? Hit those textures. There we go. Okay. I am like at 100% opacity and my size is at 100. Can I scale it up larger? No. My rotation's fine. Can I custom shaped brush tip for texture 1? Can I click on? Oh! Whoa, I didn't know there were options. What looks, this kind of feels dirtish. Has that changed anything? I'm not 100% sure, but I kind of like the noise it's making, so we're just gonna keep going with it and build up this texture slowly as I take a look at chat. Good, nothing, no questions have come in or anything, so that is excellent. So, we are going to be working on this, but the thing that I'm actually planning on working on later is I'm actually going to be building up the Zero fighter I was sent by Tamiya, which is going to be this Friday's tutorial. And I'm really, really looking forward to it. I was actually very surprised by how much you guys, during the Q&A live stream, were like asked about the model building. I mean, I love doing that kind of stuff. And I'm happy to do more of it. I just didn't realize it was such a thing that you guys were interested in. So I'm really hoping to add more of that in. If this one does well, it might become like a once a month thing or something. I think it counts that as done. So we're gonna move on to a new color. Okay, actually, hold on, wait. I did a horrible job over here. I barely got anything. So we gotta bring up that texture a little bit. This is bad. I'm a little bit of a perfectionist. I'm gonna want to keep like fiddling with it until I'm just like, oh, I'm really satisfied with this. You guys have that problem sometimes when you're painting of like, you're like, this detail is fine. I've already taken care of it, but I'm just gonna mess with it for another 20 minutes until someone comes in and stops me, because you just get lost into the project. That happens to me sometimes when I'm painting, and I both love it and also sometimes hate it because it slows me down, and then I'm like, oh man, I really could have just like been doing something else and maybe been done with this project by now, but I got really stuck on this one thing. We're doing another brown. All right. I guess that works. I would have gone like with a lighter color tone, I think. You know what? I don't have to go with their colors, right? Oh my god, that is way more yellow than it. Okay, let's go back to their color, and we're just gonna cover that up. We're just gonna, you know, actually that kind of made a nice blend, brought out a little bit more warmth to that section. So you know what? I'll take it. All right, and we need to get the underside a smidge. What are we gonna do on the rocks? Do we do anything to the rocks? Oh yeah, over here. Let's zoom out a little bit so we're not on top of the dang thing. Just get some really big strokes to capture some of those textures. It is really funny to me that this is the brush that they chose for the dry brush technique in this game. I have never... I mean, okay, I guess the Army Painter dry brushes are round, aren't they now? This is not round though. This is, I mean, it's... That's annoying. Okay, I hate this because what's happening is it's hard for me to talk about this because in paintbrushes, and I think they do this in miniature paintbrushes, but I think it's less noticeable because normally miniature paintbrush companies label their brushes either, like, they only have like one or two options, and it's like dry brush or not dry brush, and then like detail. And they don't really call them rounds. But in the art world, a round is this shape right here of a brush. It's got like a slight tip to it, but it's curved. That's a round. The Army Painter dry brushes are like actually circular, whereas a normal round brush is not. So it's very confusing to talk about. But like, this is not what I would consider... I've never used this type of round brush for dry brushing before. I'm actually now... I'm gonna try it in real life. I want to see what it does, because I'm not convinced that this is the best way to get to hit those textures specifically. But then again, like, I see a lot of people use a variety of like makeup brushes and stuff for dry brushing too, right? Do any of you guys use the makeup brushes for dry brushing as opposed to, you know, the more traditionally labeled dry brushes that you can get from either art supplies stores or like the Army Painter or whomever? Hello, greetings. Thank you for pulling yourself away for camera to stop over and chat with me. It's plenty of fun to be had. All right, what do you guys think? Do you think that looks good on the bark texture? I feel like I've gotten fairly even amount. Because I could literally just sit here, keep talking to you guys, and working on this one color. Like, that's what this game does to me. Is I just get distracted, and I'm like, oh, I can just keep... I see textures, I want to bring them out. I can just keep doing this forever and ever and ever. Zinch might like that. Just complete time sink. I do have to bring most things back to chaos. Just so you guys know. Or butts. Chaos or butts. They do work really well because they have those super soft bristles and they take the paint just like they don't quite absorb the paint in the same way, so it ends up allowing you to get it really nicely onto your model. Honestly, I really think that's what the Army Painter and basically anybody else that does those big round, like actually circular brushes, they're just mimicking makeup brushes in design. They're mimicking, like, I think that's a type of brush in the art world as well, but I'm gonna hit it a little bit over the moss just to blend it. Like, I think we're gonna end up probably doing other things to the moss, but it occurs to me that I don't want it to look... What? And I kind of want it to blend with some of these other colors. All right, so what is this? I've not used this. See, this is a dry brush! What the f... What? Okay, what? A what? What? Is this a... Oh my god, it is. Okay, I would have reversed this model builder. Like, to me, I think I get what you're going for with this brush, but this is not a wash... I guess it is. This is what the GW wash brushes look like, don't they? That's so weird. I would have... This, to me, is a dry brush. It looks like it has stiff bristles. It looks like it's honestly, like... Maybe it's just because it has brown paint on the bristles, but it looks like it's kind of a crappy brush, and I just use that for my dry brushes sometimes when I'm feeling really lazy. I guess that is literally going into the recesses, though, isn't it? Look at that! Oh my god! Honestly, this is working better than what I felt the dry brush technique was doing. Ah! I love a good wash. It's my favorite step of the painting process because it's the final step, and so it really unifies the whole piece. I've actually been really considering going back in on my orc that I just painted and potentially muting his flesh tone a little bit with either a Seraphim Sepia wash or a Reikland's Flesh Shade wash. I'm probably leaning towards Seraphim Sepia because I think I want a little bit more of that yellow undertone rather than a red undertone. But like, I was comparing him to the other orcs that are in the army, and I went really dark on some of them because I think I actually did... If you go back to the original orc video that I did for the Beast Nagas, I think I did a Agras Earthshade wash over top of them rather than a Reikland's or anything lighter. And then I think I progressively got lighter and lighter. All right. Yeah, no, honestly, this would have been, like, this is a great way to sort of practice, like, just doing some techniques on some models. It's not one-to-one, unfortunately. Like, it doesn't, like, I'm using a mouse right now to move my brush around, so, like, the motion with your hand is not exactly the same, but it definitely gets you that effect. I love the way that this looks. Like, it just came out so nice. I'm gonna darken... Really make it gritty, right? Like, this isn't supposed to be clean. I want to see, what does this do over here? Seemingly nothing. I cannot tell if it's actually making an effect. Maybe if I did a different color, but... Ah, this is so good. Also, can we just talk about how great this music is? It's super subtle. Like, I just love these chill vibes. It's kind of like what I listen to when I actually paint. Yeah, okay, I'm liking that. I'm liking that. Yeah, that's looking good. Okay, what other color do we need to work on? Oh, we are gonna put a wash on the dirt. Interesting. Is it kind of a green? Yeah, it's a little bit of a green color tone. Oh, I like what that is doing. Yes, it blends the moss in. Let's just, I want to build it up kind of like around here to really, actually, I'm going to put it on the moss. I know the game hasn't told me to do that, but screw it. And then I'm only going to have it come out kind of near the actual edges. You know, that way it looks like it is kind of growing onto the dirt a little bit, or maybe fallen off of it because it's, you know, just built up so heavily that the weight of it's maybe taken some of the particles down, but like it's not actually the ground itself. Like the ground is just mud. Look at me treating this like it's an actual tutorial. It's very, very silly. I don't know if the GUI has a contrast view. I haven't actually looked too much into playing around with the tools outside of following the guides that they've given me. Most of my exploration has just been building the actual models that they have in there and just following exactly what they do, making some minor adjustments like what I'm doing right now, but only really discovering the techniques as I go. There is a career mode in this game. I think I kind of started to talk about that and then completely forgot that that's where I was going and didn't, so let's come back to it now. So there is 2 modes in this. This is the sandbox mode that I'm playing with right now, where you can just kind of jump into whatever project you want to. But there's actually a career mode that I think, one, unlocks you additional content as you go. Don't quote me on that though, because I'm not 100% sure, but I feel like that's what was happening. And you earn cash, you like do commission work, which is what I had just unlocked when I had played last, is I think we had just started to open up the commission work, which was really cool to see. Because that, for me personally, is not something that I like to do in real life. Like, I get way too freakishly attached to my miniatures. I could never sell them. And I could not even, like, I've tried doing commission work, and every time I went to go do it, even if the person gave me the model, like, because I painted it, I just got like, no, I don't want to part with it. I spent time and energy on that. And so I just was like, you know what, this isn't going to be for me. I'm just gonna, if I want to, commission other people, but not really do it myself, like, to get paid, because I don't know if I can. I really like what this is doing, so forgive me, I'm gonna spend a little bit of time on this. Because, like, it's making the moss feel less like just patched on material and making it actually feel like it's organic and part of the, like, a growth on it. That looks so good. Have you guys seen, sorry, this branch just reminded me. You know the chameleon skink that I painted a while back, like almost, oh my god, was it over a year ago? I think it's been over a year since I painted the chameleon skink, right? And they have another one coming out. Another chameleon skink that they just, I think, announced. I saw Orion's Belt Miniature share it from the communities, from Warhammer Communities page. I like it, but it's weird because he's pointing down. Like, everything is directed downwards, and I'm like, he's a tiny little skink. Like, have him taller and, like, aiming the darts up or something, because, like, right now it just, I don't know, it's a weird directional thing. I need to look at it again, but I was not thrilled by what I saw. I have not done anything here, because that should definitely have a little bit of, like, green in the center, don't you think? Oh, that's a nice touch. I didn't realize that, I noticed this branch had come down, but I hadn't realized that the moss also came down onto the wooden rim of the base, and that's really nice. That's a really nice touch. I try to do that sometimes with having, that's why I put some of the tufts of grass when I'm working on my models, super close to the edge. Because I almost want them to look like they're growing, like, out of, you know, the space and everything. Okay, we've completed this section. I've spent probably way more time than the game really wanted me to. We're 9% of the way done. What? What am I doing? Okay, I have this part out. I don't understand what it's wanting me to do there. Mask? Okay. I don't know. Where's the mask tool? Is this is, oh. Oh my god, what? I've never done, they want me to mask everything but the, what? Okay, but can I drag it? Like, how do I... Oh my gosh, okay. Hold on. How can I... do this. This is weird. I've never, this is, okay. Can I remove, okay, hold on. Okay. I don't want to coat the entire thing because then I won't be able to see where the moss is though. Okay, we've removed the mask. Let's... Surely there's gotta be a... fragment. I figured it out! I figured it out, guys! Alright. I was about to say, I don't know how I'm supposed to mask all of this individually. That would take for freaking ever. But that's actually a really cool tool. Okay, so I've only actually done masking in traditional art mediums. I've never done it on miniatures because it seems like a pain in the ass to do and like get it to stick and stuff. Have any of you guys ever used washi tape to mask on models? Because that is kind of... Oh, this is gonna be pretty... Oh my gosh, I'm so excited for this. Okay, so have you ever used washi tape to do masking on models? Because that's what I would that's what I think I would use, because it's a low tack like craft tape that's usually used in scrapbooking and like journaling, that kind of thing. And it's designed to be very strong when it's stuck, but like you can peel it back off easily without damaging the page, because again, it's used for scrapbooking, right? So it's going over top of like photographs and other pieces of paper, and you don't want to, like, you might need to adjust that. And that's what I would think that I'd want to use, because that stuff is, it's fluid enough when you're working with it that I feel like it could take curves and actually stick well. Okay, Tamiya makes a type of tape for masking. You know, actually, I do think I've seen that. They may have even sent me some, and I've never tried it before. Can you put it over top existing paint that you've already put down and like not have it pull it back off? Because that's where I start to get concerned. Like on paper materials, that's easy to do because the paper kind of just absorbs like the ink, for example. Because I used to do masking when I did comic book work. And by comic book work, I was in college, I was doing my projects, not like official, like you can go buy my comics. I've never done that. But I went to school for comics, and that's like when I did most of my masking, because I would mask out panels, and you know, if I needed to do big black ink washes, works and stuff, I would want to protect some of the areas that I didn't want the ink to go to and really make sure I could just like go to town on the areas that weren't uncovered. Or that were uncovered, not weren't uncovered. Hello, welcome to the stream. And so yeah, I just don't know what I would use. But I guess, yeah, the Tamiya tape would definitely work. I do still want to try the washi tape because that stuff's super cheap. Because you can just get like plain basic stuff or just find really garbage looking designs that are sold really, really cheaply. Because no one wants them, and just use that as masking, because like you're gonna ruin it anyways. It's not like you're using it for something like fun and, you know, exciting, like a scrapbooking project or a journaling project. The reason I also ask is because I also have a bunch of those, because I did do some journaling back in the day, and I don't do that now, and I have nothing to do with them, so I'm trying to find a way to use them, so I don't feel like I wasted my money on them. Okay, so you do, like, actually use the oils in your hand, essentially, to lower the tack additionally. Now, is that because you find the tape is specifically just overtly tacky beforehand? Or is it because you're just, like, being overly cautious? Because I could totally respect either. I'm just kind of curious. Because, like, washi tape, for example, is such a low tack already that I don't know if I would feel that would be necessary. Whereas, like, if Tamiya's tape is maybe a little tackier than what I'm used to, then maybe I would want to. This is also really cool, you guys. Like, I am really enjoying having, like, these kinds of hobby discussions with you. I get to do that a little bit on my Discord with my patrons, which is really, really cool. But, like, doing it just on a broader scale is amazing as well. looking so cool. A little bit leopard printy, if I will, like, or I feel like this is a foundation of a fantastic camo for Catachan, right? Like, because Catachan ends up being more of the jungly greens, if I remember correctly, whereas like Cadia is a little bit more of a deep forest green, and then like Krieg is a bit more of a, honestly, brown beigey kind of color scheme. Like, I took them a little bit more green, but if you actually look at GW's recommendations, which I kind of followed, I made some minor adjustments, but I mostly followed it. But they do really lean towards more of a khaki color tone. Ah, okay. That makes sense. Thank you for clarifying, by the way. I wonder if it's going to tell me to remove the masking, or if it's going to just assume that I will. Oops, I missed that little section. I really thought I was building the pre-painted one. Not that we were going to be painting it, but you know what? This has been really fun. Like, this is what I love about this game, is I just get so drawn into it and can just sit there and go, I'm gonna wiggle my mouse hand around a little bit and paint this and get some genuine, like, hobby satisfaction out of it. Like, that's what impresses me the most. And I just want to compliment the devs of, like, I really do get a genuine, like, satisfaction of feeling like I'm completing a hobby project, even though it's purely digital and I do not have a physical, like, item to be able to... Oh my god, that would be such a cool thing to do. Okay, so imagine that you're the developer of this game and you partner with somebody, say like Hero Forge, or, I mean, hell, I don't know if Titan Forge does like colored prints or anything of their models. I think they're mostly STLs. I'm not 100% certain, but I do think they sell physical models as well. Imagine you're a company like that. You partner with Model Builder, and then you allow your players to take the models that they have built and painted, and if this is a thing that they're doing, that's really cool and I need to look into it. But imagine you could take the models that you build and paint in the game and then, like, you know, send those files somehow to a print, like somewhere who could print the model out for you, and then you have like a physical finished product of whatever you worked on in the game. Like, on like a smaller scale, like maybe they only do it for like these size miniatures and not like, because I know they do like planes and boats and stuff like that. That'd probably be unrealistic. But for like these Titan Forge models or these CD Projekt Red models that I'm working on, like that would be so cool. All right, now we need to add in our wash. Oh man, look at that. Little bit of that warm yellow undertone. This is so weird. I would have put the green in the recesses and the yellow on the dry brush, but we're just following what the guide is asking us to do. The reason you follow the guide in the career mode, by the way, is because you're trying to get a good score so that you can earn more monies. Because you're like actually participating in like painting competitions, which is just so cute. I love it. I keep meaning to bring some stuff into my local game store near me who keeps running some painting competitions, but like I'm lazy and I never get out there. So I keep forgetting to, but it is really something I should try doing. I feel like I could probably have some fun with that. I think I would definitely submit Abaddon. So the purpose of the software is just to be a model building simulator. Like, that is the entire intent of this game. The idea is you go in, your grandfather has bequeathed you his amazing, when we get out of this, we'll take a look around when we're finished with our model, but your amazing hobby studio, which is just like this brick basement with so much space, I'm jealous. And you then get to go through and you can either do career mode, which allows you to like build up a reputation, start taking commissions, you have various goals and objectives, you participate in painting competitions, etc. Or you can do what I'm doing, which is in the free box mode, and just kind of have fun. Pick something that you want to build. There's lots of different DLC. I believe, and I'm not 100% sure on this, but I believe in career mode, as you play, you unlock more models that you can then just mess around with in free mode. Or they also have some paid for DLC, which is how you can get this Geralt model. And I believe they're going to have Cyberpunk 77 characters in there at some point as well. I have lost the brush noises. Oh, there they are. I was gonna say, is my game bugged? Did I lose all of sound? You know, I just realized, because I've masked it, I can actually be really wild. And just like, oh my god, that really does look good. Like, they've essentially created a beautiful camo pattern with this, and I adore it. All right, I'm feeling satisfied with that. Oh, nope, never mind. We're not feeling satisfied at all, guys. We're not done yet. We missed the backside. We can't miss the backside. That's just, it's an important element. You know, that is fair. That is fair. I just like this because sometimes I want to get the project done faster. And this allows me to both do that and also a little bit experiment with, like, would I have fun with, say, building a scale plane model in real life? Because I can kind of test out what that's like here. And frankly, I did that. And that's one of the reasons I'm building the Tamiya model kit that they sent me, which is a Zero fighter. It's the Mitsubishi AM6. Zero, I believe it is. I believe that's the one that I got sent. It's from The Wind Rises. It's not actually from The Wind Rises. Obviously, it's from World War II. But I asked for it when they reached out to me because I am a weeb and I freaking love Ghibli's films. And if you guys have not seen The Wind Rises, I personally really like it. I think he got into some controversy for it because I think it's very, like, Imperial Japan. So just, I guess, go in knowing that. But it's a semi-historical fictional piece about the man who designed the Zero. And I was like, that is super topical to me, and I think it'd be really cool. And I just, like, I'm really stoked that they sent it to me. So yeah, we're building that up this Friday. Be looking forward to that. And I would not have felt comfortable jumping into that if I had not tried this game out first. So at least for me, that's the benefit of this particular game that I found. All right, now I am feeling good about where we are at with the textures there. They want us to remove our mask. All right, let's go ahead and I'm gonna click this button. I just want to see what it does. Holy shit. Look at that. That's beautiful. Okay, we've inverted our mask, and now we're going to go back in and we're going to put on more. And we're going to... I think we just need to get everything except for the babies. And I know they're not babies, but they kind of look like babies to me. I don't know what these are called. Someone in the chat, if these are... Because, like, so... I could be wrong, and I apologize if I am. But Geralt is... Where is the author from? Netherlands? Is it the Netherlands? Is that where, like, it's... Like, is that the region that the lore mostly comes from? Because now I'm completely blanking on it, even though I do feel like I knew this. And I wonder if these kinds of statues are part of that, or if these... Because I've seen this a lot in... Like, I've honestly seen this stuff in a lot in anime because they do little sculptures and stuff out in at their shrines and everything with it. So is it a similar concept? Is it taking it from that? Like, I'm kind of curious. All right, I think we've masked everything that we need to. Okay, my one complaint is I wish it told me that, yes, you've masked everything, and it gave me the little check mark like it does when I'm going to paint something. Like, it doesn't give me the little bar across the top. So then I'd feel like I've incompleted my step. I want to hit it from this angle. There we go. There we go. I have bought some models and I have painted a variety of Age of Sigmar models, but I have not actually started playing it. It's one of those things of, like, at the time, I did not have a huge number of people in the area that were, and then I moved right as people really started getting into the game at my previous local game store. And now that store is a little further out than is, like, comfortable for me to drive right now with current gas prices and all that, like, if I'm honest, as much as I'm a little ashamed to say, but like, yeah, it's just one of those things that I've not gotten around to. I do love the models though. I really feel like 10th edition Warhammer 40k is going to end up taking a lot from the way that Age of Sigmar plays, so it might be something to just at least learn so that I'm kind of familiar with that, if that ends up being the case, because I really feel like GW is going to bring in a lot more of the Age of Sigmar style of like building your army, for example, because if I remember correctly, the guardsmen that we've seen either leaked and or previewed now, I can't remember, have a new like I think what it is in the new book coming out, you can like, isn't it that like you can, they have a base cost and you can just get any war gear, but they're like a higher points cost than normal because you're not having to special buy the war gear. You can just put X war gear on X number of units depending on what size of a unit you're building. And I think that's the way that it works in Age of Sigmar, right? So I started buying OCR Bone Reapers because I really like my Bone Boys and I miss the Tomb Kings. I also have a small selection of Slaves to Darkness, as well as just like Chaos Warriors. Some of which actually is left over from Fantasy, but I do have some of the more modern ones as well. And Vampires. I guess technically, what are they called? Soulblight Gravelords. I've collected a number of the Soulblight Gravelords. Really, for Age of Sigmar, what it is if I like the look of the model, I just get it because I want to paint them. Like, there's something for me about the Age of Sigmar sculpts that I sometimes find a bit more fun to paint than some of the GW ones. I think it's because of all of the furs and slightly more organic bits than the armor. Like, sometimes armor just bores me. It's one of the reasons I rarely paint Space Marines. I just find them kind of dull to work on. You know, that is subtle, but I actually really like the look of it. It's just so much, like, I realized what is actually tripping me up about this. This is so much more grimdark and, like, muted than anything I paint in real life. If this was, like, me, I would be like, all right, we're going to make this stone gray, but then we're going to put, like, a really bright green over top of it for our moss. And, like, I feel like I'd go and end up being a lot more bold with some of my color choices. I'd also be using contrast paint, because I like it. Yeah, that's kind of what I've heard, is like the way they've changed, like they've really adapted how the game is played. And I really, like I said, I think that GW is supposed to be, like, I really get the impression that 40k 10th edition is going to lean that direction. I wonder, so I'm thinking about this because I'm staring at the mask over and over and over again. I'm wondering when they introduce masking into the career mode, because when I was last playing, I had done 3 chapters of the career mode, and I do not know how long it is, so do not ask. But I do remember that at that point, we had only just gotten to dry brushing. Like, I got into, okay, now you can take commissions, and now you can dry brush. Or we're going to introduce dry brushing to you, because it kind of tutorializes it over time, right? So I'm kind of, whoa, let's zoom out. Sorry about that. That was wild. So I do wonder when it teaches it to you. I wonder if it's in that dry brushing section. I bet it is. Why would you not introduce a way to both create shadows and highlights at the same time? I think that's also why the dry brush color really weirds me out, because I'm like, this isn't a dry, like, you're not highlighting, you're just applying a different color, which is fine. Okay, this is a highlight. That is, oh my god. Hold on. Nope, this way. Oh my gosh. Angela, grab it. There we go. Look at that. Oh, so good. Oh, it really makes the red. I applaud your choices, CD Projekt Red and or Model Builder. I don't know which made the choice for this, but damn, I enjoy this. Off the shadows there. Let's come over here. Oh, look at it. Just flail wildly, hit every angle. It is nice how, like, just good this immediately looks offhand. Now, I will say that, like, when you're doing some of these techniques in real life, you probably want to stick to going, like, one direction so that your highlights don't end up being so all over the place that it just washes everything out and you kind of lose what you're getting. Because this is really implying that I'm hitting this from, like, the top down. Even though I'm kind of not hitting it from top down, I'm like hitting it from the side. But I'm trying to go up and down now against it to make it feel a little bit more realistic. God, I really love the way that that looks. Holy shit. And my greens, oh, imagine when we get to see the moss again. It's gonna look amazing. It is kind of grinning a little bit. But it's actually got like a wooden, like you're talking about like this down here. Is this what makes it look like it's grinning? Like that little texture? Because that's just like a decorative wooden paneling that they put on the base. Once we unmasked it, it'll be more obvious. God, this really is quite stunning. I am... Oh, good lord. Okay. So you do need to make sure you're hitting it from all of the angles, because otherwise you get really awkward clean spots like that. I have totally done that in real life with painting. I don't know if you guys have ever done it, but I was working on, gosh, I don't even remember what it was. I was working on something. It was a batch project. So it may have actually been my Death Guard, but it also could have been the Orcs. I don't know now. And what happened was... I was just going over something and I just forgot an entire like arm on 2 or 3 of the models. So when they dried, I came back in. This was when I was applying a wash. When I came back in, I was like, why is this arm so much lighter than everything else? It looks so awkward. Thankfully, it was easy enough to fix, but yeah, gotta pay attention to that because I've definitely done that on more than one occasion. I love these faces. Like, look how well the details have come out on these faces because of this simple dry brushing. Can I not get any red on you? There we go. Yeah, I must have just, like, completely missed this guy. See, and that happens all the time, too. So you always want to spin your models, making sure you're getting them correctly. Look at this. Look at this. Missed this guy, too. Didn't get him with either color. Beautiful. Bring out that grimacing little face. Even get fine a bit. There we go. Emphasize our highlights on the tops a smidge, just to give our light source a little bit of a more obvious place. Yeah, that's looking really good. All right, I am feeling pretty good about that, I say as I go over more things, because I noticed that I don't feel like the contrast is high enough on the model. Okay, but genuinely, I really don't think the contrast was high enough on that, so I'm glad I did that. What do you guys think? Do you think that looks good? Changed my brush size, but it's at the biggest size it can get. You want me to go smaller? I guess it kind of looks like it's grinning, doesn't it? Okay, that looks good. Let's move on to the next step. which I believe is just simply removing the mask. Oh, beautiful! Look at our beautiful base. Now we need to paint Geralt and actually get him on there. Okay, yeah, I think I am, in fact, satisfied with that. I think it looks almost as good as theirs. Let's move on. Oh, little owl friend. All right, we don't need a mask. We want to first zoom in on his big, beautiful eyes and paint them white. Then we're gonna give him a nice beige color tone. Lovely. Where else? I am confused. Is it this? Yes! It is his leggies. Alright. Did we get everything? I think we have. And then, what's this? This is for beak and also his claws. Alright. I guess you could start with a brown foundation and work up to like a little bit. Because are barn owls? This isn't a barn owl. Are snow owls like? Do they have brown legs? I don't actually know. I've not looked at the legs of a snow owl. Poo on me. All right, let's see. Where's my mask tool? Where is my masking tool? Okay, wait, no, put him out here. Yeah, but where's my masking tool? Am I going crazy? Where did it go? There it is! Oh my god, I was like, I swear it was over on that side of the screen. What am I doing? Sorry guys, I am silly. Let's, we'll do that. We do not want to remove it, we want to apply it. That's why it wasn't working. There we go. And his eyeballs and his beak. Okay, so it looks like we're probably going to do the same dry brush and wash technique to our owl. I lied. I lied entirely. And because I lied, I'm going to open the soda that I've had here because I need some caffeine. I'm a little tired. It's kind of early for me. Do they usually have light brown to yellow legs? Okay, cool. That makes honestly sense. And honestly, be what I would do, I think, color-wise, just to contrast them so that they stood out a bit more. But I did not actually expect them to be quite so chocolatey brown. Sorry, the can looked really weird to me on screen when I looked over at myself, and I was like, do I have a weird design on this can? Because they're doing like a Mando promotion or something? I don't know. Oh, well, thank you. I'm so glad that you enjoy the content. No problem. I'm glad you were able to be around for a little while, Christos. But don't worry that you have to leave. It's absolutely fine. You'll be able to catch the rest of the stream later. It'll always be up on YouTube. So definitely be paying attention to that. Now, let's dry brush this bitch. What are we actually doing? I would like to zoom in on this and see. So I need to put the lighter tone basically on his upper half, and then this darker brown is for his belly. I'm gonna do the belly first because if I mess that up or go overboard, I can cover it with the lighter tone. Haha. All right. Do you want to increase my pressure? I'm going to increase the size. Okay, why can I get gigantic with the airbrush tool, but I can't get gigantic with my, like, brush tip? You can get really big brushes, guys. Like, Model Builder. There are, like, size, like, 16 to 24 brushes out there. What do you think those people use for giant oil paintings and stuff? Come on, man. I know it's a miniature, but still, I could go a little larger, right? All right. That, I think, is a little bit better. I'm getting more of the color that I want. Get his butt. Get his little butt and his little underside of his tail feathers. Not that you'll, like, ever see this, but, you know, whatever, it's fine. Do you guys do that when you're painting your model and accidentally spend like a dumb amount of time on an area that realistically is probably not going to be seen? Oh, I like that. What do you think? That? Oh, I think we need to go up a little higher. What do you guys think? A little higher? Yeah, exactly. There's house painting brushes. There are house painting brushes. Not that... Okay, that would be an interesting challenge. Because they do have some small scale... Like, imagine trying to paint a tank with house brushes. Could be a fun idea. I think I'm going to go up a little further. I'm going to leave the opacity where it is. I actually really like that. I'm going to shrink my brush a smidge to 75 and go up a little higher. And then you know what? I actually am going to up the opacity to like 30 just to really darken the underside of these feathers. Because someone might look over, like pick this model up, spin it around, and check. They might check, and if it's not painted, I'll be embarrassed. I really don't need to spend that much time doing that. Okay, fine. It's fine. We're good. We're done. We're done. We're moving past that. We're moving past that, and we're going to go along with the... Okay, so it really it's indicating like it wants me to go here. Like his face. This is his face feather color. Yes. Have it come down a little bit. There we go. It looks good, right? Yeah. Yeah. All right, and then it kind of wants me to do it like along this ridge, so I'm gonna lower my opacity back down to like 15. Is that what was it at before? And do this a little lighter. Yeah, because I want it to come down a little into these feathers, but I don't want it to be like overbearing. I'm assuming this is kind of like, I almost called it down, but I don't think it's the down feather, but like this is whatever like the fluffier feathers are, and then these are like the heavier duty feathers for flying. I have no idea how birds work, just so you guys know. So I'm making educated, probably not educated guesses on that. All right, I think that looks good. I'm feeling satisfied. The game thinks I've done a good enough job. Very well. Then we shall do the tips. Holy fuck, we did not do that correctly at all. There's a whole bunch of feather here. All right, that's better. Oh my gosh, we did it on both shoulders. We just left his poor little shoulders unpainted. We can't have that. Come here, little birdie. Let me apply some beautiful color to you. All right, now we can move on. All right. Dude, I think it would be an interesting painting challenge to do it with house brushes. I don't know like what I'd paint. I would want to pick something that I feel like realistically could potentially be done that way, or at least that would seem more logical as something that could be done that way, but I wouldn't want it to, like, I wouldn't want to try to paint something like super delicate with house brushes. Like that would be inherently silly because, you know, of course it's not going to work. Or I mean, it'll work, but it's going to be sloppy. Like there's no way that it wouldn't be sloppy. This is how I feel like I actually use an airbrush, just wildly and with no control. Okay, can I want to go back. What color are you? You're not telling me. Oh, okay. Sand. I need to find sand. So while I am in I literally have it right here. I'm dumb. No, that's not the color I want. That's why I was being silly about this. So I need this color. What are you? Libyan Army Desert Gray. All right. I would like to go back to my airbrushes. I would like to select this color. We're gonna finish, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna come back in and I'm gonna touch up that other color to make it so that this blends a little better. Because right now I'm feeling a little haphazard. Feeling a little haphazard about that. Like it just, I don't know, it feels uneven. And I want to see if I can do anything about that because I don't like it. I don't like it. It's not as, like, pretty and smooth as theirs is. And I'm a professional, so I should be able to do it just as well. Or something, right? I'm just being really anal is actually what's happening, guys. Yeah, like a rhino tank. The rhino tank would absolutely be something. Dude, I have, oh my gosh, you know what I should actually do it with? I have an old Chaos Rhino. At least I think it's a Chaos Rhino. I have a couple Chaos, like old Chaos models, vehicles. And that's what I should do with, because like that could be fun, because I could just like, ooh, I could like do something corn related, and or I'm almost thinking Iron Warriors. I'm wanting to really play with a bunch of metallics. Like that's where I'm feeling for this kind of challenge if I were to do it, is like something maybe metallic related. Just trying to get the edges. I think what's throwing me off is that like my edges look really like they're the same pale color tone as they were before, and it's giving me a weird I've colored terribly inside the lines look. And that's what's bothering me about it. So I'm gonna really work on those edges. I'm gonna up my opacity a smidge? No, I don't want to. The gradual buildup I think is the way to go. I was about to up the opacity and be like, well, maybe I can get some of this color down a little like faster, more filled in, but I don't want to risk it. Because I'm actually starting to be satisfied with how this is looking. Like, this technique is working a little bit. Yeah. Yeah. I really need to try doing more detail work with my Tamiya airbrush. I've done a little bit, like I practiced it a little bit when I did the troll, of doing some like specific spot hitting with the airbrush, but I still feel a little like I'm not in full control of what I'm doing when I'm working with it. Maybe I just need to lower my pressure a little bit and go a little more gently like I'm doing with this. You know, this is actually turning out really nice. I know I've spent like 5 minutes or so, I think. Probably more. I probably spent like 20 minutes on this stupid owl, but it's really cute. And this is what I mean. Like, this game is just, it sucks you in, and I just get immersed. I don't know about you guys. Like, I hope you're enjoying this. So they look like they have it coming up a little bit more this way. And I kind of like that. Okay, I got a little bit more of a gradient going. Do you guys, realistically, and I'd love your actual opinions, do you guys think I should go back in with the original, like, feather color and pull out some highlights? You know what? Before you answer that, because the game says that they're satisfied with what I've done, okay, I'm not gonna do what I was actually just gonna ask you guys if I should do, because we're gonna go into some highlighting now, and I think that's going to help blend what I'm doing, and I need to be more confident with what they're actually asking me to do, because much like when you're actually painting miniatures, sometimes you get into these awkward, the model doesn't look good. It looks hideous, in fact, and you're like, ooh, do I really want to keep working on this? But if you keep pushing it and you get past that ugly stage, then you find you get into this really sweet spot of things are starting to come together and it gets super exciting. So I'm gonna trust the game and we're gonna focus on these wings. Okay, now I'm actually gonna change my brush size. Oh my god. Yes. Oh, hell yeah. Oh, hell yeah, hell yeah, hell yeah. That is what I was looking for. That is... I love it. I love those highlights. Okay. I really actually, my favorite part is the subtleness of that slightly more pinky color tone that we were using on the upper portions of the feathers. It's much more subtle, but it blends so nice, and it really makes that pop. Like, oh, get there. Really bring out some of those highlights on the tips. Oh my god, so good. So good. And it just, like, this is the nice thing about dry brushing. This is why I really like it. You can just smooth out some of the sort of, like, awkwardness of your color blends. Especially when it comes to contrast. Like, if you guys ever get, you know, a random pool of color that dried and you didn't realize and it's way darker than you wanted, or it's splotchier than maybe you wanted, it's not as even. Honestly, highlighting and dry brushing can be a way to easily mask that, make it seem more integrated, and just really bring the piece together without having to do a lot of cleanup or, like, you know, that kind of thing. You know, going back and redoing stuff you've already worked on. Like, you can save yourself a lot of time that way. It's just about finding the right technique to use at the right spot to make sure that you are getting the most effective, like, use out of what you're doing with your paints on your model. Oh my god, I really, really like that. Ah! Here a little, just to bring, I want that shoulder to pop a little bit more. Yeah! Alright, so we've done that. You want this. Oh, I see. I was only supposed to really do that on the top. Well, it's fine. Just go back over it. We'll soften those. There we go. Honestly, I kind of like the other highlight better. What am I doing? This is a wash. Just put it over both. I'm gonna test something here in a second. I want to see, because I feel like that really kind of reduced my highlights, and I want to see if I can bring them back but not lose the wash beneath. Because that definitely looks like they're putting it on. No, are they putting it on the ridges of the feathers? I mean, it blends, it works. Just an interesting, like... Okay, I want to see what this does. Brings it back. Okay, I like that. I'm gonna put a little bit. Put a little bit on there. I like that. You know what? I actually think I preferred it to be darker. I like his wings being a little bit lighter, but I actually think I do prefer these tail feathers to be a bit darker. Maybe just like the tips. Yeah, that's kind of a nice blend, right? What do you guys think? The chalkiness of, you mean of contrast paint, like specifically? So the chalkiness I have found is a matter of the paints potentially not being mixed thoroughly enough. Especially certain colors. Like, in particular, Apothecary White, basically any of the paints that when they have not been used for a while and they've separated a little bit, you get that white chalk looking material at the bottom that then takes freaking forever to actually get mixed back in. Those are the ones I've found have suffered the most from that finish when it dries, and I found that is a matter of it not being mixed enough. I actually put, much like Army Painter just said that they're going to be doing with their paintbrushes, I actually put two mixing balls into all of even my contrast paints. And I use a vortex mixer. Like, I go to town on my paintbrushes when it comes to making sure that or not my paintbrushes, sorry. I was looking at my paintbrush in the game and just said the word. I go to town on my paints when I mix them because I have found that, yeah, that is a big problem, and it's not just one that sometimes Army Painter's paints have. It's a problem that I think all of them have. Of just, you don't mix it enough, which honestly, for me personally, is primarily the user is being lazy, because I'm being impatient and I just want to get to, what I'm working on and actually get to the fun stuff as opposed to making sure my paints are properly prepped. But that's where I find the chalkiness comes from. So maybe try that, and if not, honestly, that is where dry brushing can sometimes be a way to hide some of it, because sometimes with dry brushing you can get a little bit of that effect as well. That can be alleviated by having a small, super tiny amount of moisture in the brush still, because what's happening is I think the paint, especially if you're working with like a dry paint or just like a normal opaque or acrylic or a layered paint from like Citadel, for example, that it's got so little water in it that it's flaking almost. Like it's drying so quickly that it's creating tiny little flakes of paint that are already dried, and that's what you're seeing is like this sort of chalky material when it comes to the dry brushing as well. And you can kind of fix that a little bit with having a very exceptionally small amount of water in the brush. Like, play around with it. You'll want to test it beforehand, I think, like before you get to a project, especially if it's something that's majorly important to you, or you're just like, putting into a competition, or just something that's part of your army you don't want to mess up. Like, try it on something that you're willing to practice on first, and just experiment with adding different layers or amounts of water to your brush as you're dry brushing, because you can get a little bit of a softer, less chalky blend that way. I don't know which types of chalk you were talking about specifically, but I hope I answered it. I'm just going to briefly pause looking at this owl to read the comments because I think I've missed some. Supersonic89 asked me how my day has been going so far. Supersonic, it's been fantastic. I went to the gym this morning. I will admit, my arms and my abs are a little sore. I've been working those a lot this past week, and then drinking soda to cover it all up. But I'm a little sore from that, but otherwise it's been great. And then I'm starting my morning off with this, and then later today I'm going to be working on the Zero, which is going to be for Friday's video, and that is going to be amazing as well. It's a very, and I was talking with my patrons about this and everything recently, actually. It's a very focused week or a month for me in regards to content, because we've got a variety of model building between this game as well as me building the Zero. And then, I mean, technically I've also built the resin orc models and everything, so, but that wasn't really on camera. And then it's got an orc theme because I did obviously it's Orctober. We need to stick with that. I painted the Cromlech orc on Friday last week, which you guys should all go check out if you haven't already. I actually am really proud of how that turned out, and just go comment on it and help the algorithm and all that. And then later this month, I'm actually coming back to some orcs, and we're actually sticking with Cromlech. And I believe I have a poll up right now on my Patreon to see which of the two airplanes that they sent me that they want to see me paint. But right now it's looking like it's going to be the Bama. But it could go either way. So it's also very plane centric. Orc, plane, and model building. I am all into it. And like I said, if this model building content, like if you guys really enjoy this and you want to see more, both of this game as well as just, you know, me building other types of kits, I'm more than happy to do that. I really enjoy those kinds of projects. Sometimes I just look for a good excuse to do them. And yeah, if you guys want to give me an excuse, I'm more than happy to make that kind of videos. Okay, yeah, so the chalkiness and dry brushing, that specifically, the way that I have found to mitigate it is I have occasionally found by adding, like I said, a little bit of water to my brush. And again, experiment with how much you want. Opus, what is his name? I am completely blanking on the YouTuber, but he has a line of dry brushes that are the round type. And I want it, Opus Artist Opus, I think is who it is. He has some great videos about dry brushing. It's actually where I learned, some better techniques for it. So I would highly recommend checking out his channel, and maybe seeing what he says about it. Cause like, that's where I learned the water thing. Cause I think he does that a little bit. At least I feel like I remember him doing it. I'm hoping I'm not completely wrong on that, but regardless, that's how I've tended to mitigate it. I also just use it to my advantage. Like, sometimes when those techniques create a texture like that, find a way to use it, work it into the model. Like, it's one of the reasons that I ended up doing dry brushing as the main technique on the Chaos Cultist orcs, because I really liked the look of it. And I thought the texture kind of gave them a kind of neat, like, flaked metal slash like rusted metal. And because they were Necrons, I mean, that works, right? Like, they're supposed to be undead robot boys who I should be able to, like, I feel like that's a texture would totally be fine. So that's what I did. All right, it wants us to remove the mask on the feet and eyes and beak now because we have painted our beautiful feathers. And I think he actually looks stunning. And now we know what, oh my God, what? We have eyeball D. Oh, you guys. I have never seen this. I've seen decals. That's not what I'm saying I've never seen, okay? What I'm saying I have never seen. I've never seen eyes. Oh. That is amazing. Okay, hold on. Okay. Zoom. All right, everybody ready to place these eyeballs in this? Good Lord. Okay, here's the question. Here's the question, chat. The question is, do we make his eyeballs derp, or do we make them look more realistic? Should we make them derp, or should we make them more realistic? I'm going to switch to face cam only for a moment while I let you guys populate in the chat whether or not you think we should make the owl of the isle. If we should make him derp or not, because I think it would be funny. I would think it would be very, very funny, and this will also give me a chance to check up on the chat because I feel like I've been neglecting you. Although, I do feel like I've gotten everything. Yeah, I think so. So, do we think we should go, you know, classic, this is Geralt after all, he has a serial owl, or should we go ahead and make him a derp owl? I wish, oh, I just realized, oh my God, you guys, we can change the color of the owl's eyes. We're coming back into the game. We're coming back into the game. Because look, we have the brown, but there's also blue. Wait, no, I want this one. Yeah. We can give the owl purple mystic eyes. I mean... I do like that I can make him look like he's looking at you. Like he's like, hello. I'm ignoring you. What was that? Hello? Nope. God. We could make him roll his eyes at us. Okay, should I go with the brown eyes though, or should I go with the purple eyes? Also, apparently we can just put Geralt's, like... Wait. We can also just apparently give the cat, or the cat. I don't know why I said cat. I don't know why I said cat. We can give this owl, apparently, just Geralt's, like, you know, wolf symbol if we wanted to, as eyeballs. Corn red, we should go corn red. Oh my god, that is terrifying. Okay, we're gonna do one red, one purple. I think I'm gonna have him looking normal. I think we're gonna go normal. Actually, do I want to do like the green? He's a snow owl, right? Okay, I'm vetoing all of that, and I'm gonna go with white or with the blue. And I want him to look at Geralt. I feel... Oh, I didn't click that one. There we go. Now he's looking at us. He's very cute. He's like, hey, I see you. In fact, let us... Mask. Doo-doo-doo. Oh my god, look how cute he is! Yes! Yes, alright, we need to put the mask back on because I don't actually think we're done. Angela, pay attention. Yeah, because we need to take care of the beak and stuff and his little legs, which apparently are getting some green on them. For some reason. Let's just crank that size up. There we go. Oh, I guess it's like a kind of warm brown. Whatever, it looks kind of green on the screen to me. Colors! We all see them differently. I'm actually curious. Is anybody in the chat colorblind? And if so, does that affect like how you paint, or do you just kind of like go with what you think looks best? Or do you follow guides? I assume guides might be followed if you're trying to be like on model to something. Oh, I just realized his feetsies needed to be masked still, but you know what? It's... There we go. Go back into the dry brush. Is that what we're doing? Yes, dry brushing. Oh, lovely highlight on that beak. Not forget the side though a little bit. Blend that color. Okay, that's looking nice. I feel like I would still go a little lighter with the beak, if I'm honest. But maybe they're gonna have us do other things. Maybe there'll be a wash that will add to it. So honestly, this is my least favorite of the things that they've had me do. Alright. Oh, it has to be the brown ones. Holy cow, did you see that? I just rotated where the oh, that's amazing. Okay, okay, it wants me to put the brown ones in. Please, 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 there we go. I guess we need to be on, oh! Okay, it doesn't care now, so I'm gonna switch that back to a blue eye. Perfect! Ah, I tricked the game. My owl has blue. Beautiful blue eyes. I would like to go here and click this and then hit remove and get rid of these masks. Is that, nope, didn't actually remove that from his legs. Oh my gosh! We have an owl and he has beautiful eyes. See, apparently this is the way we need to do eyes. We can't on the models. They're so tiny. Like this guy's eyes were big because they're big round owl eyes, right? All right, we have finished that. We're going to now stick the owl to the... Oh, hold on. Let's shrink that. There we go. He's glued down. Perfect. All right, we now have Geralt to paint and build. And this may take some time, so I'm gonna take a short break and I will be right back. All right, I'm back. I just wanted to stretch my legs for a little bit because I've been sitting here for a while and I was feeling a little achy. We have Geralt to work on. I'm probably gonna go, that is not what I wanted to do. Please get, I just want it to be out, thank you. I'm probably gonna go until about noon and then we're gonna call it for the day. So let's see how far we can get. Let's kind of try to do this a little bit faster than I was. I was being very slow. Oh my gosh, I really do love this samurai look for him. Is this going on the ropes? No. What are you going on? What? Oh, it's the... That's... Oh, really? That's random, but okay. So it's this. Were they all connected? Did I do all of them? Okay. This is the one place where the game sometimes is like, that's not how it works in real life. But you know, it's fine. It's fine. It's this is about getting this done a little faster. So we got that done, and then we need to. Oh, that's such a pretty like Zinchian pink, or not Zinch, Selaneshian pink. Is that literally the only thing that is that color? Okay, apparently. His pants are gonna be blue, and this is going to be black. Fancy. All right, that is that section complete. Oh, crap. Oops. That doesn't belong that color. It is supposed to be this metallic color tone. Lovely. And also the hook. Perfect. And then we need to do... this? Yes. No? Oh, it's the backside! I understand now, game. That! It's the binding. Understood. Alright. This is the hook. Got it. Got it. I can paint by numbers. That's kind of what we're doing right now. Okay, all of the ropes are this beautiful burgundy. Frack. This color? Yes. Don't be the wrong color, silly goose. At least correcting, it's very easy. It's correcting your mistakes in this game is so much easier than it is in real life. Holy heck. Holy heck indeed. What else needs to be read? What am I missing? What am I missing? I've got... Oh, his shoes! Oh, his shoes. There we go. There we go. Now, we are still missing something. Is this... Aha! I would not have noticed that. I don't know if you guys did, but I didn't. All right. Now we need to move on to this gorgeous purple. Or I guess it's a... Okay, that looks more... It looks more purple in the sample than it does on the model, but that's fine. Okay, so that, and then that, and also this trim. Yes. And what is the... Oh, and his boots! Or his sandals, I guess. Alright, so that's done. And then our last color is this brown, which goes there. And, ooh, are your shoes that... Or your socks that color? Gross. Ew. Okay, that's my least favorite part. I don't like that his... socks are that color. I guess is it supposed to be matching the armor? Whatever. Okay. Moving on, we need to paint these in this lovely sort of brassy color. Got that taken care of. That is actually supposed to be that color, just kidding. And his belt. And knee pads? And this little bit, I see. Perfect! Look at him. He's coming together. Oh god, we're gonna mask a whole bunch of things. Hold on. Going into the mask, we're adding a mask, and we're just putting it there, and on all of this string, and that, and that, and that, and his pants, I guess. Do I need to mask the bottom? Are we not worried about that because it's not what we're working on? Although this is masked. Do I need to cover this? I'm going to assume we're okay. See, again, this is one of the reasons why I actually wish that they had the little tracker at the top to tell me if I've masked everything or not, because I hadn't got his neck. So we need to take care of that. All right, now that we've done that, we can move on to the next section and we can start dry brushing the bitch. Pick up those little rivets, bring them out, make them pop, as we like to do. We always want our models to pop on the table, don't we? I mean, that's really what I'm going for. I don't know about you guys when I'm painting miniatures, but I'm really just focused on making sure that the model pops. Like, I just want it to look good and table ready so that while I'm playing with it, I can feel good about it. But I'm not a super competitive person, so I don't really do competitions very often, despite thinking it would be very cool to do something. I'm really on the casual side of that. Really on the casual side of it. Trying to enhance those little random textures that they have there. All right, so on this metallic, we want to go with, I'm assuming, a metallic dry brush that I frankly cannot tell what it's doing. I'm gonna up my opacity. And it's a very... Okay, I see it now. Yeah, I see it now. I was gonna say, before I was not seeing the actual texture. But you can see it. It's like that brown, a darker brown. Again, they're dry brushing with colors that I personally don't know if I would, but it is working. Makes me go, do I need to try some things? Which is kind of cool. Like, that's I mean, I've talked a little bit about on the stream already, but I'm gonna repeat it because I can, and it's my stream. But one of the reasons that I actually really like this game is simply because I can sit here, I can do this, and I can kind of experiment and try some things that I otherwise maybe would not have thought to. Please get a little bit more on screen. There we go. Just kind of lightly get those real quick. Yeah. That's a very subtle texture. But I like it. Because it works, right? It's supposed to be giving it that kind of aged leather look. Because I think this would, like, this type of padding on this kind of armor is usually made of... I don't know, is it? I guess you can do steel, right? It makes sense that Geralt would probably do it in leather, though. He's much more of a leathers man. Or a naked man. He likes to be naked, too. Which, frankly, I'm not complaining. I will take that. I understand that joy. Alright, I think that about wraps it for this color, and it looks like we've got like a gray tone or something for the ropes, I guess? Oh shoot, hold on. I need to mask that, and that, and that. Whoops! Alright, well that's fine. It's probably not that big of a deal. Alright, and then for... Oh, and we also need to mask that, I guess? Good lord. Good lord, mask that! Thank you. Alright, there we go. Now from here. When it doesn't do the noise, I'm not sure it's working and it really freaks me out. Like, I'm moving my brush, is the paint going onto the model? I have definitely had points where I have taken so much paint off of my dry brush that I essentially had nothing left on it to actually apply to the model and went, and this has happened while filming, and been like, I'm gonna re-record that shot because I feel like I saw 0 changes, and if I saw 0 changes, they probably aren't seeing any changes either, and that will make this footage useless. So I've definitely had to redo, like, and reapply some paint to my bristle because I just overtook it off. I love the, like, jazz in this game. It's so relaxing. Alright, I think that is looking good, and I'm gonna move on to the next step. Which apparently is a bunch of very specific, like... Good lord, okay. Oh my god, we are totally upping that opacity. Because that's way too small. The pressure seems fine. I'm gonna smidge the size up a little bit. Can I? Yes. I wish I had my stylus for pulling these smoother lines. But you know what? That's not too bad. Not too bad. And from a distance, you're not even gonna really notice that I got over, I don't think. There we go. He has, it looks like he's got his base, the owl, his head, his sword, and his other arm. So he himself it's not actually that many pieces. They just have it broken down into a bunch of different steps because what we're doing is we're building and painting him at the same time. Which I think is actually pretty cool. Where the frack did that brown come from? Hold on. Get out of here. There we go. Sorry, there was like a very obvious amount of brown from what I had done previously, and it was kind of bothering me. Let's continue working on this. Did my brush is reset. Hold on. 30, I believe. Is that what I had it at? You know what? That'll be good enough. I am going to concentrate for a moment as I try not to wildly move my airbrush in an angle that doesn't make this more of a straight line, so that I can kind of make this work. Like, I would have done this where I would have painted the everything in this darker color tone and or just made it so that the wash was in there, and then I would have dry brushed the crap of the browns over top. Like, this is the opposite order I would have done it in. This is why I also think sometimes I end up, like, gravitating towards, am I doing this in all the right spots? Yes, I do. Okay. Gravitate towards contrast, because it saves me this effort. Oh gosh, that was terrible. Is there a way to... Alright, we'll make it work. We'll make it work. It'll just look like some staining. Hopefully we'll do some other things to even that out, maybe. Oh my god, I just did it again. Pull a straight line, Angela! Alright. It's fine. It's fine. Okay, hold on. I have an idea. Alright, that kind of worked. We're just blending our colors a little bit more. Yeah, see, this is the order I would have done this in. Interesting step changes. Okay. Alright. I feel better about that. And then... I'm sorry, you want me to individually pop all of the threads? Oh my god, what? No. I refuse. This is rot red. It's a red-brown. Excuse me. Excuse me. All right, has it counted that? It has counted that. Okay, I'm gonna briefly make it count this. Cool. I am now counted that. We're gonna go back to our dry brush. We're going to select this red color, and we're gonna frickin' do this the way that I would do it. Yeah. 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 Yeah, that's the way we're doing that. No. Oh. I just realized that I was in the Be Right Back still. I'm so sorry. I don't know if I clicked back over or not. You guys can't hear me. So I'm so sorry about that. I don't know if when I switched back into Be Right Back, I think I accidentally clicked out and did it, so I apologize. But what I was doing, it wants me to do this. It wants me to, like, it wants me to individually pinstripe this, and I am not doing that. And I'm only going back over this because I don't know how much of it you guys saw, because I'm now not sure when I hit back into Be Right Back. So I apologize for that. So instead, what I've done is I've come over here, I've selected my dry brush. I don't know why I come back to the other pages. I can do this on the side of the screen, just over here. But I've got my dry brush tool. I'm going to switch into the correct red color tone that they want me to use, and I'm just gonna do this. Because that's easier. And less fiddly, and I'm sorry, but like that, like, no. That's just silly. I like this. I like this so much more. It still gets me that effect, and frankly, it's a little bit softer and cleaner. Like, yeah. yeah. It's not as, like, I guess, red as they maybe want it to be, but I'm okay with pinstriping that. I really don't feel like pinstriping any of this other stuff is at all necessary. What color are you? What color are you? What am I selected on? Gunmetal. All right, so we need to also find gunmetal. Okay, we're now on gunmetal with the dry brush. Now this is where we need to be a bit careful. I'm gonna really reduce my size. I see, because they're just... Okay, this is like... I will admit, and you guys can tell me how you feel about it, but this is a step, if I were painting myself, that I don't know if I'd go through. Like, I understand that on my orc, I did pull out some individual threads on, say, his bracer and his, oh, what was it? His, pants. I actually popped those threads, but that's because they were on something that was, like, distinctly different. I don't know, like, is this necessary? Would you guys painstakingly go through and in metallic every single one of these? Or, because, like, honestly, what I would do, I'd Basilicannum gray the entire thing, and then if I really felt like I wanted to be more of a pure leather and not have that gray tone underneath, I would maybe do a light single coat of a touch-up color over top and then just apply a brown, but let that gray sit and be those, like, these threads, because I am just flabbergasted that it would do this. Like, I'm gonna do it, but it's insane to me. But honestly, like, I guess it is kind of looking cool, isn't it? This is the level of detail that sometimes if you want to do something more on, like, a parade, or this is like a centerpiece model, maybe you do. I guess, right? Like, is that what you guys would do with it? I actually wanted it to be kind of subtle. I wanted the cape to actually be what stood out the most, because I thought about doing something a little bit more dramatic with the orc's hat. But I really like Dark Oath. Like, that is my favorite, like, brown flesh tone to also then use as leathers. And I really wanted to keep it kind of softer and a little bit more muted. And I went with a reddish tone of Dark Oath because it ended up, I think, popping well with the coat, but still being much more subtle. But I could see that. What would you have done instead? Like, what would you have maybe chosen as a color instead? Because really the only thing I'm thinking about doing with that orc is maybe going and washing his flesh a little bit with another color to make it a little bit more brown. I talked about this a little earlier, of like doing either sepia or a Reikland's flesh shade wash. I can't believe I'm doing this. Just gotten so sucked into it, and I've started now, and I feel like I can't stop until I'm done. Oh my god, there's too many of these. But it's gonna look unfinished. Do. Well, they're making me do it in, having me do it in a metallic rather than, so implying it's like, I guess, metal threads? Maybe the staples? No, surely not. It's probably just like a silver threaded material. Oh my gosh, this is... I'm gonna do these last two and hope I'm finished. Doop, 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 doop. At least they're evenly spaced and I'm kind of getting into a rhythm. A rhythm of clicking. Which is really all gaming is, isn't it, sometimes? A rhythm of clicking. Boop, boop, boop. Oh, no, he's got so many on the front, too. Geralt, why is your outfit so complicated? Why did you do this? Who dressed you? Was it Yennefer? Probably. She has good taste in clothes. Would you have known Yennefer at this point? I don't know when this is in the game. When do you become a samurai? Sorry that I am being a little bit more quiet. I have just honestly run out of things slightly to talk about. And, oh, with a purple hat? You know, that could work, but there's like literally no purple in my army right now for the orcs, and I actually don't know if I want to add that much of that color to them. My orcs aren't exactly sneaky, and I really actually enjoy the silly but very like specific color coordinated mythology around the orcs and why they do certain things in certain colors, and I just don't know if my boys are all sneaky, and I thought purple was the sneaky color. Am I misremembering that at all? Because like that's honestly why I focus so much on the red. Holy crap, that was not at all what I wanted to do. Hold on, I need to check and see what color that was. Correct that, please. Thank you. All right, excellent. Oops. I have now completed this page in a way that they did not want me to, but I said screw it. All right, we need to zoom the heck out. I mean, it does look good. It does look good. It just is very tedious. And that is one of my least favorite things about painting, is when it starts to get tedious, personally. All right, so we need to cover... Okay, let's remove everything. I don't know if I like the sound of the tape being pulled away. I'm not sure I enjoy that. Okay, so I'm assuming his throat needs to be covered still. We just did stuff on... Oh, I'm removing it. Hold on. I need to add. That's why it's not working. I was like, why is this not working? What is going on? Okay, so we not that. We don't want any of that, or his belt, or the purple. So we really just want the green, I guess. And the blue? So green and blue and not this. And also not any of that. Okay, I think that's roughly what we're doing. That looks correct to me, so I'm gonna move on and see what colors we need to work on. Applying a nice wash to his pants. Love it. A little bit of a heavier wash. I feel like I'm not really seeing what I'm doing. There we go. Lovely, 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 lovely. Front, really emphasize these crevasses and these folds. Fabric is one of my all-time favorite things to paint on models. Like anything that has folds or fur or just a lot of texture. It's so good, you guys. I just love it. I'm really unsure if that's doing anything, so I'm gonna move on to this. Does look like it's adding a beautiful highlight. Oh yeah, nice. Lovely little highlight there. I get it a little bit more on this side. Oop, there we go. Yeah, that's looking good. I dig it, I dig it, I dig it. All right, we've done with that, and then we just need to dry brush his black. Oh, hold on, hold on, hold on. I don't want to get any of this color on that beautiful red color tone. This. Oh, I like that. I like that. It's bringing a little bit of a bluish gray into this black tone, which is really, really pretty. And again, it's really popping those folds, which is my favorite thing, like I said. I bet you probably could. Like, there's a whole bunch of different, like, paint options. And I know that you can pick different textures if you wanted to. So I've just been sticking with the default. Although at one point I do think I selected this one. But there are at least a couple different splatter tools that you can play around with if you want to. And probably do, like, I would say, like, this would be really good for stippling, or even this one if you wanted something a bit finer. This would be cool for, like, splatter. This would be cool for, like, frost effects, I feel like. This is very frosty feeling to me. But yeah, there's definitely options. I've just not played around with them too much. That's one of the nice things about the sandbox mode of this game, though, is you can kind of go in, you can just pick one of the models that you've already, you know, have available to build, and you can just go to town and experiment. The career mode is where you get to, like, they want you to follow the instructions a little bit more, kind of like how we're doing now. But the reason for that is because you're, like, getting goals and graded on what you're finishing, and it just, I think, gets you more money as you're playing the game. And I do think there are things that you buy. I haven't actually. I think actually the models, you probably buy more model kits with the in-game cash that you've gathered. Okay, so I would like to. How did I rotate you to your side? There we go. All right, you're more upright now. Beautiful. Zoom you out, and we just need to work on the brown stuff. So let's go ahead and remove our mask here and here and here, and we'll then apply it to all these sections. Okay, I think we're good. Let's see what we need to work on now. Fancy. Do a quick dry brush there. Oh, that does pop those that texture really well. Dry brushing is one of those things of, like, if you've ever dry brushed lizardmen's skin, holy crap, it is amazing. Like, it's one of the best just sensations when painting, because it's just so immediate. Like, the effect of dry brush over those, like, beautiful textures on the lizardmen, it just becomes so apparent what you're doing, and you'll either know it's going to work perfectly, or you're like, oh god, I need to back off. I mean, and most of the time I feel like you use really bright colors when you're painting lizardmen, and I really, really like bright colors. All right, and then for here we just need to do a quick dry brush here. This I'm gonna do a little softer on, because I imagine this material is flatter, smoother, so it's not really gonna pick this up as much. We want to get it across a little bit of everything, just to add a little bit of flavor there. You know, one of the things that actually happens to me all the time when I'm painting is I'll start doing something and I'll be like, oh, I'm gonna add this, like, one extra little detail on it, just to, you know, add a bit more character to the model. Really make him stand out a little bit. And then I do that once and I'm like, well, now I have to do it everywhere, because I feel like I've popped that one detail, and if I don't do it other places, it's gonna look silly. That is, like, so frustrating sometimes to me, because I really don't always want to end up going that extra mile and everything, and then I work myself into it, and it's very silly. All right, so that is feeling good. Did we actually complete? Yes, we did. Perfect. We're going to cover those up. And then we're going to, I think we just need the pink. Is it just the pink we're working with now? Where is it? There we go. What are we doing with this? Oh, we're also uncovering his flesh. Understood. I never once covered his hand anyways. That's why I didn't notice it wasn't unmasked. Or that I needed to unmask it. Okay. What? Are you just like wanting me to highlight his knuckles? I think that's what it is. Alright, we'll just quickly highlight those beautiful digits. Give him a little bit of a fingernail. Because, you know, we have those in real life. And can I get to the other fingernails, maybe? Nope. Maybe? I have no idea if this is working well, but I'm gonna go with it. Because I can. Alright. Yes! Okay. I want this to be dark. I want those beautiful, beautiful patterns to absolutely pop. Hold on, hold on. I'm remembering my controls to rotate. There we go. There we go. Let's zoom in. There we go. Okay, is it me, or is that not as dark as, like, what theirs is doing? I'm using the correct color. Ah, that's where my pop is coming from. It's from the dry brush of darker color. Okay, let's go back to this then. Finish getting our wash in there, that pinkier color. There we go. Get a little bit on the back here, because we didn't do anything on this side. All right, now bring out that pattern. Beautiful. Oh, I really do like it. You know, I haven't looked into it, if CD Projekt Red actually sells this model or not. But that'd be kind of cool. Pick it up and maybe paint it up the exact same way and see, but with contrast colors and, like, see the difference. That'd be kind of neat. Just some browsing ideas for things to do in the future. I really love this. All right, all right, all right. I am feeling really good. The game says that we are done with that section. Therefore, we can unmask him and his body is done. Let's do it. Let's first figure out how to orient him correctly. There we go. There we go. All right. Remove, 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 remove. It's weird to me that they had me do some details on some things and not other things. I guess maybe their intention is to make some certain things like just very, very smooth in color. But it does seem a bit odd. There we go. Get rid of that. Is that? Nope. There we go. Okay. I think we're fully unmasked. Love it. Let's get this arm done real quick. I think this should be quite quick because we know exactly what we're doing. Let's get, oop. Until I misclick. Bum, bum, bum. All right, got his hand. We've got that and that. That. And that. Then we've got the brown there for... Is that everything? Yes. And then the red is there, there, and there. Perfect! Oh my goodness, such bright, beautiful swords. Alright, so we've got that one. And then that. And we've got some very bright gold, holy shit. Did I get everything? I think this is also gold? Okay, I think I now have everything. This needs to be that color tone, right? Because that's part of the hilt. It makes sense. Or not the hilt, the actual sword itself. And then we're going to make that and that. And those, I actually painted the wrong color. Cool, so we've corrected it now. Everything is fine. This page is complete. Let's go back to some masking. We're on the remove, so let's go ahead and get it covered back up. Bam, 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 bam. Okay, so we're just really covering the entirety of his swords, because we're probably going to, yep, do all the things we just did to that pink of his shirt. Let's quickly do that. Get a light grays of this blue, or this pinky purpley color tone on there. And that's looking good. We'll move on to the quick dry brush to bring that texture out, which I really think is what makes the shirt pop. Love it. Get the other side. Yeah, this is gonna be a full day of hobbying for me. I'm actually very excited. It's gonna be a long day, I imagine, but it's gonna be very fun. And that is really what is important, at least for me. Having a good time. And enjoying the things that I'm doing. Like this. I hope you guys have been having a wonderful time watching me do this. We are going to be wrapping up relatively soon. I'm gonna try to finish him up real quick. Probably won't go into quite as much detail on his face or anything, but I am gonna try to take care of this. All right, get some light dry brushing there, love it. And then some very delicate knuckle work. Boop, 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 boop. They're gonna make me highlight his face, aren't they? Oop. Oh, no, 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 no. Go back. Go back. What color were you? This is not the page. Versus, it was, yes. There we go, fixed it. Everything's fine, I corrected it. All right, we have completed that page. We're going to go back to our mask tool one more time. Probably not I say that, and we're definitely gonna be going back to it more than once. Mask his hand and all of this nonsense. And all of that nonsense. And then we need to unmask that. Yep, this is another one of those things of we're definitely going to not do it the way that they want me to. There we go. Like, I will pop it to make it so that the game thinks that I've done it correctly, but the airbrush is my least favorite tool in this game, actually. I think I've come to realize as I've been painting this lovely Geralt model. Alright, so that's done. Let's go ahead and just, boop. Okay, so it thinks that we did it. Beautiful. And we'll do this color like it wants us to. I think that looks pretty fantastic. It's slightly different from what they did, but honestly, I don't care. That means the hand is done. Yes, love it. Love it. It's so weird to me what it does and does not have me paint, like do additional work to. Like, why would I do something to this, but not to these? Like, they shouldn't be that clean. There. I just felt like they needed a touch of something. Because otherwise, they were just so damn clean. And I'm like, this would not be this, like, colorful. And I mean, I guess it's supposed to be cleaner than that, but whatever. It's fine. It's fine. It's my model. I can do what I want. All right, we're down to the last two things I think we need to paint. And that is this sword, which we're going to zoom in on. We got that there. We've got more of the gold, which is beautiful. And then we can actually see that beautiful silver steel. Ooh. Let's do that. I'm sorry, that's supposed to be gold. There we go. Masking, fine. I suppose I can take care of that for you, game. Help if I was actually on the correct tool to mask, but you know, it's fine. And then are we literally doing the same thing? Hell yeah, we are. Okay, this, I just realized that it's having me literally use the exact same color, and it does in fact want me to use the wash here. Why would it not just, like, a wash traditionally would in fact fill up those crevices and actually make it darker, so I don't know why. I guess they're treating it like more of a spot wash, but again, this brush is not meant for that. Alright, it's fine. Let's go ahead and just do our little dot. Perfect. And that's taking care of that. Love it. I reapplied some masking to that. Fair enough. Alright, perfect. That is done, which just means we're gonna assemble his bate. Alright. So we got that. We've got his arm, which for some reason, there we go. Wow, that really does not match. Hold on. Hold on, hold on, hold on. We need to fix that. I just, like, missed this entire section. And it was not blending at all with his shirt, which I had painted earlier in much greater detail. Let's just, correct that, shall we? I actually think it needs a bit more of this. Yeah, actually it did. It needed more of the wash. I didn't go hard enough on it. Okay, that's actually kind of nice that you literally can blend them and make them look even with each other. Because, like, that was not matching at all. And I was able to bring it back. That's really satisfying. Because you can do that in real life, too. You can absolutely do that as you're painting. Alright, so that is done. Where were we at in this? We need to attach this. There, perfect. Okay, that is complete. We are down to just his head and then putting him on the base. So his hair, no, his eyes. Let's zoom in on the beautiful face. All right, his eyes are that color. His hair is this lovely foxy silver. We've got his hair tie. Wonderful. We better wash his hair or I will be upset. Perfect. Now we're going to mask his face. Geralt, here, let me just give you a nice mask there. What are they called when you go to a spa and you get the like sea mask, sea foam, sea salt, sea mud, mud masks. Like a mud mask. That's what he's getting. Refresh his skin. Ridiculous. Let's put in those sweet, sweet, beautiful yellow eyeballs. Alright. Bam! Bam! You know, looks pretty good. Looks pretty darn good. Alright, and then yes, we are in fact going to be doing some stuff to his hair. If you were just using Soul Blight Gravelord, you would not need to do this because it would do it for you. Although, to be fair, I probably would still dry brush it. I just wouldn't have needed to base coat it. It would have done it for me. go. Oh, whoop, 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 whoop. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on, hold on. We borked that. We borked that hard. One moment. Bam! Fixed it. Okay. We are going to be wrapping up here very shortly. I'm almost done with this model. We have not but a few things left to do. Okay, it's having me do a little bit more than that, and we're gonna rapidly go through it. So, here, put a little bit of a shadow, especially into that beard. Love this. Excellent, so that's done. We're complete there. We're going to unmask his hair very briefly. Or we're gonna mask his hair, unmask his eyeballs. Oh, I got his, hold on. Yeah. Oh no. Well, I don't know why it did that. Oh well. Oops. Well, his eyes got a little weird there, but that's fine. I guess I should have masked them. Oops. Hold on. I wonder if I can... I'm gonna see if I can briefly... Fixed it! Fixed it. I also apparently missed his lips. I hadn't realized. Alright, we're done now. Let's go ahead and wrap this bad boy up. Alright, so we need to come back to our masking tool. We need to turn it on, mask his hair and his beard. Perfect. We're putting a little bit of color on his face. It's gonna get it into like the eye area. I think that's working. Yeah, I guess it is. The game seems to think so. I think, oh, I see the color now. It's just very, very subtle. Sweet. That is looking honestly fine to me. Yeah, that looks good. And then we're going to quickly just dry brush this. Perfect. Perfect. Right? Paint along would be fun with this. All right, and then we're just going to give him some lovely eyebrows. Let's zoom right in. All right, that looks good enough to me. On that side, let's do this side. I have never painted a miniature's eyebrows before, I don't think. Like, not so deliberately, at least. This is a bit silly. But I guess, I mean, he kind of needs it, right? He doesn't otherwise have eyebrows. You're wanting me to paint his lips? Sure. Give him a little bit of color on his lips. Ready to make out with Yennefer, for sure. Absolutely. Who wouldn't want to? She is a absolute hottie! Honestly, a character I would not mind cosplaying. Alright, that looks fine. It just looks very weird because of the mask. Oh, right, okay. So he's got his scar. This is gonna... Be prepared, everybody! Be prepared. This is going to look like a thing. This is gonna look like a thing. Okay, that's way too low of an opacity. Good freaking lord. Okay, here we go. Alright, I got that. And then it comes... I think I did that a little bit wrong, but it's fine. Nope, 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 nope. Okay, we're gonna go a little higher in our size so we can see if we can maybe, like, hide our mistake. That's gonna be way too big. That's gonna be way too big. This is gonna be awkward. Alright, let's... There we go. You know what? That looks terrible. But we're just gonna go with it. Okay, we're just gonna move on and pretend. What do you want me to do there? I don't know what this is asking me to do, but okay. It starts me on such a low opacity and size that I'm like, oh, you're wanting me to do like lines in his eyebrows. No, game, no, I refuse. We're just gonna try to make these scars look a little softer. Because I'm not really sure what it's specifically asking me to do here. I guess it's just asking me to do some deep. We're gonna zoom out of his face. His face is, okay, his face is mildly terrifying. You know what? Okay. This is gonna be Geralt before he got his scars. Mostly because I'm embarrassed by that, and we're just going to briefly come in here and we're gonna be like, wham, bam, 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 give you some... Oh, I just realized I got rid of his eyebrows too, fuck. Okay, hold on, let's redo this. Bam, we're done. We've already taken care of that. I will put his eyebrows back in. That I actually felt worked fine. Although, fracking hell, please give me a slightly... I guess not bigger brush, but more opacity. Yeah, so young Geralt before he got the scars. That's where we're going with. I'm giving him thicker eyebrows, because dang it, he should have thick eyebrows. Alright, there we go. I feel better about that. We're done. Alright, let's unmask this bitch and put him together and be complete! And then we'll wrap this stream up, because I am ready for some gosh darn lunch, I think. So we're ignoring his scars because I can. Let's pull out his body. Then we'll take his head and we'll be like, bam, look at him, he's beautiful and unscarred. And that's completing that. And all we need to do now is actually stick him on the base. Well, bam! And we have finished our project. Honestly, that was a really cool build. And I'm really happy to see Model Builder being able to partner with CD Projekt Red and actually get something like this done. Now, the last thing that we need to do is, yes, we're going to finish this model. Because I believe, woo! We get a picture of him. I got 5 stars. Perfect, even though I did not do his scars. But you know what? That's okay. We also gave that owl some beautiful blue eyes, and I honestly think that was a great choice because I kind of like that it matches his pants a little bit better. That was fantastic. My special was only great because I didn't do the scars, I bet. That's fantastic. I believe... do we get to put him in? Okay, so we don't get to put him into the case. That is a little bit of a shame. I wish you could. So in the other mode, in the career mode, you can actually put everybody... Actually, let's check. Can I... I'm kidding! I can put him in the case. I just didn't click on it. There he is! Yes. I like that. And with that, we're gonna go ahead and wrap up this stream. I really appreciate you guys all showing up to hang out with me and chat with me while I was painting and building Geralt of Rivia on Model Builder as they've partnered with CG Projekt Red. If you want to take advantage of this and get it for yourself, I'd highly recommend finding it on the Steam page and checking out both the new DLC as well as just the base game because it is fantastic and I've had a lot of fun with it. I'll definitely be coming back to this game, I think, in the future on the channel. Probably as live streams and everything, especially if you guys let me know you like it. If you missed the stream, don't worry, it'll be up on YouTube. You should be watching that now, honestly, if you can. And yeah, we're gonna go ahead and call it. Thank you guys so much. I'll see you next time. Bye.